fell out. They ain't going to print it no more. Listen. Okay, now look. In here, they got something called the third eye of Lucifer. Well, we got the third eye. So what is Lucifer? The mystery of Lucifer. Lucifer comes from Prometheus, and Prometheus stole fire in a tube and brought it to the man. The tube is the Kundalini. Is the Kundalini energy. Right? At the top of the tube, which is later on the Olympic torch. At the top of the tube is fire, which is the pineal gland. Lucifer simply means the pineal gland. And you the fallen ones. Now, third eye of Lucifer. Okay, then let's go to the original story of the original light bringer. The original light bringer, he has a parallel with the Christian story. Very close indeed. Prometheus, the Titan, seeing a sad plight of mankind was in, living in darkness, restored to resolved to defy the other gods by bringing man the gift of fire. He climbs to the home of the gods and steals the fire in a tube, which is the pineal gland, the Kundalini, and all of this. Later on, he's told he did this in the biblical version. He's the damn serpent. We'll get in that in a few minutes. Steals fire from the tube, carefully carrying the fire down to earth again. He presents the fire to man and teaches the people of the world and how to use teaches the people of the world how to use this gift. That's talking about your spiritual energy, other than making some fires around a campfires and all that type of thing. Now, it says the outlawed Prometheus. They outlawed Prometheus, and his punishment chained him to a rock in the wilderness, and they tortured him by eating out his particular liver. All that is in this particular book, Pact with the Devil, the third eye of Lucifer. And in here, they're going to show you a picture of the devil. They'll show you a picture of the devil, and they say the devil here called Astaroth, or Astaroth, he is the black man. Now, he is the black man. He is the black man. This picture here. Let's see if I can get it right. Here's the black man. I'm going all over the place now. Here's the black man right here. Anyway, S. Jason Black and Christopher Hyatt. That's the name of the Pact with the Devil. Now, let's go into the Luciferian Principle so you can understand some things here. Then we're going to go into some other stuff. Now, here we go now. Lucifer is understood as the light bearer of mankind. As a result of being given this light by Lucifer, which continues to be reborn in every generation of humanity. You the ones now, the light bringers. Mankind will be able to take measure of his egocentric power from the lower logos, from the solar logos. So, what Jesus said, I am the logos. So you understand who got your power. In this way, Lucifer is the savior of mankind, at least for the part of humanity that has been able to comprehend his principle. To comprehend its principle. It says that the power to survive the solar logos. Now, this Luciferian mythology was in fact older than the ignorant misunderstandings of the willful distortions of Judeo-Christian tradition. He claims to have this knowledge from the pre-Christian or non-Christian Barbello Gnosis. So there's a group of people called the Barbello Gnostics. There's some people that Paul and them borrowed a lot of this stuff from. Lucifer is the embodiment and the enlightenment and reason. For there are none of the destructive slanders against him in this Christian tradition. So this Christian tradition actually slandered this particular person and distorted it. Now, it says the relative roles of the entity referring to the light bearer, the Greek word eros phorosis, is referred to as a god and perhaps the oldest version of the Lucifer myth, the Lucifer myth. This is the Greek Prometheus, which is known as he who has foreknowledge. Foreknowledge, forehead, gnosis, light. Light is knowledge. Forelight, forehead, light in the forehead. Lucifer, third eye. The traditions differ in many details of the Promethean mythology. But what is essential to Prometheus, wishing to help to preserve mankind, to say, and even say he created mankind. So they said not only that, once Zeus tore the Titans up, they said that damn Prometheus came down and fashioned mankind on a potter's wheel and constructed the body of mankind so it can hold the light. So they say he even created mankind. It depends on what mythology you talk about. They'll say Zeus crushed the actual Titans and made man out of the Titan dust. But because Prometheus was one of Zeus' helpers at the time as an agent, he was probably the one that fashioned all that shit. Because they said Prometheus is the one who took the sacred bull and actually fashioned this particular man. Also, when Hercules frees Prometheus gives Hercules 2 silver balls. All this mythology is basically talking about energy. It's the 2 golden balls. These particular golden balls, gold is talking about the highest form of melanin, and he gets his illuminated body, or what is called the illuminated spirit, or they call the glorified spirit. All this is talking about a transformation of your soul, in which the reason why you haven't transformed is because the simple fact you're still thinking of evil. Let's go on so we can explain some more of this particular part. Now, it says that he brought divine fire, which is actually higher consciousness, and bestowed it upon man. This was enlightenment for humanity. Zeus, Jesus, however, arranged to punish Prometheus by hurling him into the depths of Erebus, which is the torturous, where he was stalked to the mountain, and the image of referring to the crucifixion of 100 years. And this point of the creator God here is Zeus, the Judeo-Christian Jehovah. Zeus is the Judeo-Christian Jehovah. Quote, he wants to keep humanity in subjugation and slavery to the natural laws which he has set up. Let me read that again now. Let's just take Zeus out and put Jesus so you'll know what the churches is into. The point of the creator God here is Jesus, the Judeo-Christian Jehovah, who wants to keep humanity in subjugation and slavery to the natural laws which he wants to set up, which he has set up, which is the physical plane. But a rebel, Lucifer, Prometheus, elsewhere, Lucifer, befriends man and brings him the means to become one of the gods. The fundamental idea of underlying the Luciferian state, which is a non-Christian myth. Now, what we're talking about here is the same snake. He's known as the snake in Christian called Nephesh. And this particular serpent in the Garden of Eden, the anointed one, the Hebrew Messiah. Nephesh in the Garden of Eden, the anointed one, the Hebrew Messiah. So they were saying the false Messiah has got to be Jesus because the Hebrew Messiah is called Nephesh, which is called the goddamn serpent in the Garden of Eden. The Christos are the same. Okay, let me go back. Read this again. The world of opposite. It says the teachings of the serpent, called the Hebrew Nephesh, in the Garden of Eden, is the anointed one, the Hebrew Messiah. Christos and the Christos are one in the same. So the Hebrew Messiah and the serpent, the anointed one, is one in the actual same. Is one in the actual same. And they add it up like this, because there's some, see, every word in Hebrew got a Kabbalistic breakdown. And this is the math on it. You get the word Nephesh, which is N-C-H-S-H, equals 550.8 300. This is what it equals. Now you get the word Messiah, which is also M-S-H-Y-C-H, equals, let me write this down. You can do the math on it. Which both, this one equals, do it this way, 358. This one equals 358, which is the same according to the Kabbalah, which is the same serpent. Now the serpent did what? He told him not to eat the what? The apple. The apple in the tree of life, will cut on the thing, is what? In the middle of the tree of life, you have an apple. Show this. Then we're going to brainstorm and go into the powers of evil and find out some stuff. What we're going to deal with here. I'm going to show you this. The apple, get this right. See if I got a Kabbalah in here. I should have put all this right. The Kabbalah, I'll show this one. Oh, damn, plug this up. I didn't even plug this up yet. Plug that. It's right behind you. It's right behind you. You see it? Right, okay. Now, okay, yeah. Do this. Bring this down. You've seen me do this diagram of the Kabbalah. This is the original tree or the cross that Jesus hangs upon. This particular part here is called Da. You get the word Da. It's this word D-A-T-H, which is Da, which is dot. Is the way dot or that is the way the Hebrews say, which is this particular part right here, which is the black dot, which is in you, the third eye. Da. Now, this particular dot period, the serpent rises up this tree and eats from this particular apple. Or your energy rises up this particular tree and eats from this particular apple, because this is the tree of knowledge. That is called knowledge. This is the third eye. So they said what? They ate from the tree of knowledge, and what happened? What is that? Their eyes became open, and they became like God, right? Knowing good and evil. You see, they became God. And what happened? Zeus, I guess that's not it, whatever. Zeus did what? Cast them out. You see what I'm saying? So now, the serpent is Lucifer, Satan, the serpent of evil, is nothing but the Kundalini energy up in you that Prometheus stole, which he was thrust down below the heavens into something called torturous or mental or hell. Now let's go on. Because we got a lot of other stuff to cover. To go into this particular part, let me get some, bear with me 1 minute, let me get some of this stuff straightened out so I can get back to my notes.